Hello everyone and welcome to Sinful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the grey. Today's video we're going to talk Stack Collecting Age of Sigmar Warcry, and today we're going to take a look at the Tarantulos Brood, one of the Warcry warbands that came out in the Red Harvest box set. Now, in this video, we're going to talk about the models inside the Tarantulos Broods box set. Now, it should be said, before we talk about anything else, that this box set is a 1000 renown right off the get-go, so you can play games of Warcry with this box set and no other changes. However, in this video, we're going to talk about some other options we can use to expand upon and create some different warband loadouts for this particular army. Now, with that, like I said, you don't have to choose to do this, but we're going to show you a sample army list of putting this all together for something fun at the end of the video that's a little bit different for the warband to play, rather than the standard box loadout. Now, we are going to talk about all the models in this unit as well, so let's get cracking on into them. First of all, we have the Broodmaster. This is an 18 wound toughness 4 model. Now, this is the champion and the only champion available for the Tarantulos Broods. Much like all the generic Chaos Warcry warbands, they do only have one option for a champion, but we do have 5 attacks at strength 4, 2-4 on the damage, so an extra attack in there, though a couple of wounds lighter than most of the other Warcry warband heroes. Now, we've got a couple of other different abilities we can use. First of all, we get the Skittering Ascent, where we don't have to count vertical distance if we use a double. We've also got the Scuttling Symbiosis rule as well, which is another double where we can pick a friendly Spider Swarm within 6 inches of this fighter, or within 9 inches of this fighter if the value of the ability is 4 or greater. That fighter and that Spider Swarm can make a bonus move action or a bonus attack action, so we get our little spider friends to attack. We then also have the generic hero ability, which is Creeping Summons for a triple, which allows us to bring back our Spider Swarms to the table, not counting us having them taken down. We then get Doomweavers, and we've got a couple of different options for the Doomweaver loadouts. We can have the Trident and Net, or the Flail and Goad. Both of these models, like a lot of the Tarantulos Broods, will have the Scuttling Symbiosis rule, but also we'll have on the Net model, we'll have the Silken Strangle Nets, which on a 3+ for a double, and unit within 3 inch until the end of the battle round, the enemy cannot make move or disengage actions. Nets are just super fun and good in Warcry. Now, the other option we have with the Flail and Goad is going to be a little bit more combat effective, with that close combat Goad being 4 attacks at strength 4, 2-4 on the damage, getting an extra attack there than the Trident would. Now, we then have, obviously, the Spider Swarms, and these are where some of the fun stuff really starts. They've got 4 attacks at strength 1, 1-2 on the damage, and they are a beast, and they do have the cool ability to have Skittering Ascent on a double, but their big thing is they have the quad for the warband. This is Gids of the Eightfold Watcher. This fighter can make a bonus attack action, and after that attack action, you roll a number of dice equal to the value of its ability. If you roll any 6s, allocate 10 damage points to that fighter targeted by the attack action, and until the end of the battle round, the fighter cannot make move or disengage actions, as they literally poison someone. So this is just a super fun ability to be playing with. Lastly, we have the Broodkin for the warband, and these come in 3 different variety, armed with the basic weapons, which is just called Broodkin, or we can have the ones with Sire and Spider Claw for a couple of weapon variation options, or we can choose to have just the Sire. Now, for me, the Sire is just the way to go. 3 attacks at strength 4, 1-3 on the damage. You can have a couple of other options. You get, 4 attacks at 1-3 on the damage if you choose to go with the generic Broodkin, though you don't have the extra strength, so down to strength 3. And you've got strength 4 attacks coming with the Spider Claw, and you've sort of got, a mix of both worlds, but you only get 2 attacks with either weapon profile if you're choosing the dual weapon wielding model. So for me, I just like the one with the Sire best. And so, where to go to next? For me, I think a second Tarantulos Brood is really fun. There's definitely some fun to be had with a second Broodmaster and lots of Spider Swarms running around. It could be a really fun loadout to play around with. But also getting you all the different options for being able to play with, like double Trident and Nets or double Flail and Goads. Getting you some extra options for all your Broodkin, so you can have the Broodkin loadout that you want in your warband as well. And also good for when you're playing a campaign play to expand upon your initial warband. Now, if there's one thing the Tarantulos Brood really lack, it is good defense, and an Ogre and Myrmidon with its defensive 6 and decent offensive power with 4-8 damage on a few attacks is a solid piece to bring in to really just add another little bit. You could definitely, put some spider markings, put some webs, and really make this model quite cool. I think there's definitely some cool conversion potential. Now, looking into the control play, you've got the net obviously in your warband, but the Monster Strength has similar abilities as well, while also adding a much heavier hitting piece and more survivable piece to your warband as well. Something, like I said, with the Ogre and Myrmidon, your warband is lacking, so this is definitely a cool option. The last one is to bring in is to just generate some extra wounds into your warband. So looking at some of the beast models with high wound values like Chaos Spawn, I think is a really fun option to bring into the warband and have some alternate options in there. All in all, I think you're either trying to expand your warband as is, or you're trying to bring in something that's definitely going to add wounds to your warband, which is really what the Tarantulos brood will lack in any loadout that you go. Even, running things like double of your broodmaster, you're going to be low on wounds, as even your secondary fighters, the Doomweavers, only have 10 wounds on them. And so here is our sample warband. I told you we were going to do something fun with this warband. So we've gone for the double broodmaster, one as a champion and one as an additional hero. This for me is a really fun loadout to play with for the army. Is it the best one you can probably go with? Probably not, but I think this is just so much fun. Now, we've got a Doomweaver with Trident and Net. I think he's a really cool thing to bring in. And 3 Broodkin with Size in there as well. These, like I said, I think they're just the best option, getting that higher strength, strength 4, 1-3 on the damage. Yes, you can get the higher crit values on the Spider Claw and Size, but you really have much less attacks with only 2 attacks per model. I think you're going to find you're just getting more work out of the Size than any of the other options. Now, for thralls, we've gone with 6 spider swarms. So we're hopefully, going to be able to get plenty of triples and just keep regenerating spider swarms and keep going, trying to poison our opponent. If we get any quads and the spider swarms on the tower, our opponent best be fearing for whichever model is close to the spiders. I think this is, a really fun warband to play. This is probably not the most competitive one out there, though, for the warband. You definitely could drop some of the spider swarms and probably a broodmaster and pick up some of the other pieces, or potentially look at something like the Myrmidon in there, or even another piece like the Mindstealer Strengths for a little bit more control, with less spider swarms trying to control your opponent in there, with using less spider swarms to get that quad in there after you've been disabling them. Now, we are 106 wounds. Like I said, we're low on wounds. And this is probably accentuated to the fact we're playing with so many spider swarms, but even then, we would be probably still under, as they're only 2 wounds lighter than your Broodkin, who aren't that much more expensive, or they're, half the points for over half the wounds of a Doomweaver. 12 activations, though, is really nice. This means you can use your Broodkin and your Doomweaver to early activate and allow those spiders to get into position with the warband and play around with all those different attacking profiles and try to get that quad to work on something and poison someone to death. With that said, if you've been playing with the Tarantulos brood, let us know how you've been going and what you would do with them down in the comments below. And so that is the end of the video. We hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. If you haven't already, come and join our Discord and join in the conversation there. We chat all things wargaming and other things besides as well. If you'd like to do that, you can come join via the descriptions linked to the server. Now, also linked down in the video's description is the best ways to support the channel via Patreon or YouTube members, or indeed grabbing some merch from our merch stores on either Teespring or on Ko-fi. As a special thank you to everyone who does support the channel on Patreon and YouTube members, we'd like to give you all a shout out. So thank you to our Patreons, Christian Weir, Soren, Kenny Lowe, Alder and Shot First, Andrew Bowen, Nathan Fee, The Rising 8, Q Dynamic, Anthony B, JJ Austrian, Average Wargamer, Domir, Mark Harvey, James Cater, Bloobs, Benjamin Swallows, Red Martin, Aaron DeHaven, Kevin Bowman, and Iron Grinch. And a special thank you to our YouTube members, Green Roots Gaming, Ronya, Lock Lorick, The Johnny84, David Ellsworth, Wolfric Nick, Broken Chef, Ariana Edwards, Revenar, Pink Nico Fire, Robin Mankiller, Monty Tabletop Terrain, John Castle, Davis Weir, and James South. Lastly, a special thank you to Lady Witchfox Art, who does all the amazing artwork for the channel as well. Couldn't do this without you. Thank you all to everyone for watching once again. Don't forget to like and subscribe and drop a comment down below. Stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the Grey. Ciao for now.